Have you ever looked in the mirror or sat quietly alone and asked yourself, why am I still doing this at my age? If you're over 70, you've probably noticed that some habits, expectations, or roles you've carried for decades no longer feel like they fit. Maybe they once gave you purpose, structure, or pride. But now they just feel heavy. So many older adults keep pushing, physically, socially, emotionally, as if there's still something to prove. But what if you didn't need to anymore? What if growing older wasn't about clinging to what once was, but about letting go of what no longer serves you? You've lived long enough to know what matters. You've earned the right to release guilt, silence expectations, and reclaim your peace. In today's video, we're exploring 5 things people over 70 no longer need to do, not because you're giving up, but because you're finally growing into the most honest, peaceful version of yourself. Each of these is a quiet but powerful shift. And by the end, you might just feel something you haven't felt in a while: freedom. Let's start with this. How often do you find yourself saying yes when you really mean no? Agreeing to favors, making yourself available, trying to keep everyone happy, even when it wears you down. Many people in their 70s and beyond carry a lifelong habit of people-pleasing. You say yes to dinners, babysitting, favors, phone calls, not because you want to, but because you feel you should. It's like being stuck in a loop where saying no feels wrong. But here's the truth. The older you get, the more sacred your time becomes. You don't owe anyone your energy if it drains your peace. You don't need to carry guilt for choosing rest over responsibility. I knew a woman named Carol who told me, "I realized I was doing everything for everyone, and no one ever asked how I was doing." She started saying no, not with anger, but with quiet certainty, and something incredible happened. Her life didn't fall apart. It finally felt like hers again. Then, there's this idea that we must look young to stay relevant. Wrinkle creams, hair dye, cosmetic tweaks, none of it is inherently bad. But chasing youth out of fear? That's exhausting. Aging is not a flaw to hide. It's proof that you've lived, loved, and endured. One man, nearly 80, said to me, "The day I stopped dyeing my hair and covering my wrinkles was the day people finally saw me, not a performance, but the real me." And you know what? That freedom looked better than anything he ever wore. You don't need to fight time. You just need to walk forward in it with grace. Another thing many older adults struggle with is pretending to be okay, always smiling, always saying "I'm fine," even when you're not. That kind of silence doesn't make you strong, it makes you invisible. When you hide your pain or needs, people can't connect with you. They can't help. And worse, you start to feel alone. Real strength comes from being honest, from saying "I'm struggling today" or "I could use some company." One woman, Helen, spent years pretending to be okay after her husband died. But when she finally joined a support group and spoke her truth, everything changed. Her grief didn't disappear, but it became lighter, because she wasn't carrying it alone. Here's something else. Stop apologizing for how you choose to live now. You want to stay home instead of go to loud parties? Eat dinner at 5 p.m.? Take naps during the day? You've earned that choice. Too many seniors feel the need to justify their slower pace or their quieter lifestyle. But you don't need to say sorry for needing peace. Your rhythm is your wisdom. Gerald, a man I once met, said he stopped going to weekly church events, even though people expected him to show up. "I was tired," he said, "and I just wanted my Sundays to myself." His daughter told him, "Dad, you don't owe anyone an explanation." And that one sentence changed him. He stopped apologizing. He started living on his own terms.